Yeah. Where we all from? Bro, you're from Jamaica, right?
My parents?
Yeah.
Because I'm from Brooklyn, bro.
Where were you born, Mark?
All right.
I was born Kings County, Killer County.
Okay.
Killer County. Why are we
Yeah, why we? It's a hospital. It is a hospital that has a reputation for killing babies. Like that's.
Oh my God! We didn't say it like that. Can we edit that
Yes,
shit
no,
out?
we're not. That's why it's called Killer County. Now, yeah.
Well, not just babies. I was thinking, you know.
It don't sound so good now, does it?
Yeah, man. Fuck.
Alexis, where you from?
I'm from the south side of Chicago.
And your family?
My family's from Guyana.
I was born in Westchester, New York, raised in New Jersey. My parents are Jamaican.
And I was born and raised in Guyana. I came here when I was 10 years old.
Word?
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought you from Brooklyn, man.
No.
You know what? I don't know if I trust you anymore.
You're a whole immigrant. Yes, I had a green card and everything.
What
guys.
you?
Yeah, I'm a citizen now.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're just checking.
Yeah.
What the fuck, man? I'm over here. Yeah, man. He's cool. He's from Brooklyn. He's cool.
You're not cool no more.
Yeah, you're no longer cool.
So that brings up this really, really like nuanced discussion
Let's
about
get it.
black identity in America. There's a divide between immigrant black and African American black.
Facts.
Oh, who?
Facts.
Shit.
Facts.
And we, as first generation Americans, well, y'all, because I was born somewhere else, but you gotta toe that line where like you're raised in a household that's still Jamaica or Guyana, but then you leave the house and you're black, right? You're black, you're African American.
Exactly. I'm
Go.
fucking black. Literally, like I'm black. You know what? Because and thinking about where that came from. You know, I don't like perpetuating that, but I'm gonna say I'm black because people they if you're an immigrant, you identify as black. We need to kind of identify as one so we can move forward. That's how I feel. But like, if you have people, I've seen it from the Caribbean think that they're like, no, we're not African Americans, just would look at you with this disdain. And I think that goes back to, just our respect thing. You want to have that self-respect for yourself. So whoever you can kind of target and say, you're underneath me. We feel bad about ourselves, because of the world and how they oppressed us. So, and it's the same thing with black women, they're like, at least I'm not a woman, black man, they're thinking, oh, I'm a man,
You lost me. What?
Oh, my bad. I jumped, but as oppression, thinking about oppression and that oppression that black women have. My bad. I jumped from time to time. So
Olympics.
Yeah. So you think about that oppression and as a black man, who's under you? So you're pointing down, and that's why you're degrading black women.
Okay.
So yeah, my bad.
No, that's cool. It's totally fine.
I mean, I definitely haven't identified as black, but I do notice like dividing lines between like African Americans, Caribbeans, and then like Africans. And I have seen it even with my own parents. Like they'll be like, oh, I come to this country and I got my degree and this, that, and so why can't these African Americans like do better? And I'm like, no. Chill all the way the fuck out. Like you cannot talk down about the most oppressed group that paved the way for you to come here, because you left Jamaica to come to America because black people fought so that you could even go to that college. So I be looking at my parents like, y'all crazy. And like, I've even heard like some of my Nigerian friends, my Haitian friends be like, yeah, like, I don't know why my parents think that they are a little bit better than African Americans here in this country. It's like this weird thing, like no one wants to be at the bottom. So we will find any little differences within ourselves to be like, oh, well, I'm a little bit better than you. It's like, everybody still know you black. Like, take the accent away, you black. Like, we all down here struggling.
And racism functions differently. Like if you're from the Caribbean, most people are black. So you know what? You those barriers for to achieve things such as being highly educated. You don't have those. You don't have those. And you come here and you look at people like, why couldn't you go to college? Why haven't you become whatever doctor or nurse? And it's just a disconnect there. And, a lot of them don't understand, and it pisses me off. I'm like, fuck, we the same.
No. Like, chill out. And that's why I hate when there's like the whole light skin, brown skin, dark skin. Like, oh my God, we all black. Like, chill out. All these divisions. It's like, why can't God just all make us the same? Like, just cut us out of paper.
Don't even get me on people just dipping their toes and trying to take this culture. But we're not going to go there, huh, Marlon?
Time to that.
We might need a part 2 now.
No, the only thing I was gonna say is that yes, I identify as black, but I still identify as a Chicagoan, as a Guyanese. Like I still identify as all these things because literally that's who I am. Like I cannot just put a blank label of black over me because that's impossible. There are certain things that I do in my household that are quintessentially Guyanese. An African American person would look at me like, why are you doing that? Right. There's certain things that I say that are quintessentially Southside Chicago. A New Yorker would be like, what the hell did you just say? So I cannot just say I'm black. Yes, I'm black, but I'm also a black Chicagoan. I'm also a black Southsider. I'm also a Guyanese. Like all of those things make me who I am. Right. And just even growing up, like when I was a kid, I grew up in a household with all Guyanese people. So of course I had an accent. Even though I wasn't born and raised in Guyana, I still had an accent as a kid because I wasn't immersed amongst other people as a child. Right. Once I got into the public school system, I got essentially semi-bullied for having an accent. They're like, why do you talk like that? I'm like, my parents talk like this.
Exactly. We landed January 23rd, 2003. That's when I landed here from Guyana for the first time. I was in school January 25th, 2003. Got in class, sat there, raised my hand. What's your name? Told everyone my name. Everybody in the class started repeating the name because I had an accent. I went home, came back with a completely different accent. I came back American because the kids are assholes. And for the rest of the day that day, every time I opened my mouth, everybody else in the class said it again, the same accent, trying to mimic the accent. But years later, when I got to high school, we're sitting in class and we're talking about like, oh, where you from or whatever, and I'm like, I'm from Guyana. And we go, oh yeah, so where were you born to? And I'm like, I'm born in Guyana. All the kids in the class are from Guyana. We're like, no, you're not. And I'm like, the fuck you mean, no, I'm not? They're like, you don't have an accent. And I'm like, I gotta be coming around here walking around with an accent to be from Guyana? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, where were you born? I was born in Brooklyn. What? And
isn't that ironic?
Yeah, but it was kind of like it was always whatever was convenient. I felt like there was a code switch to to claiming, and not to use you, but to claiming those different sides of you to whatever it is that you can get in, whatever it is that you can assimilate with. And that's when I first learned it. It confused me when I first got here, and sitting in my 9th grade English class is when I really, really noticed it for the first time. Like, oh, these kids just switch back and forth. Whatever it is that everybody, that the majority is going with, that's what they're gonna rock with. And then, all right, cool. Yeah, I'm from Brownsville today. And now next, you go to the Caribbean spot, and all of a sudden you're Jamaican again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's not. I'm not trying to degrade them for that or whatever. Be proud of it. But I felt as if they were talking down on one side while showing the other. And